Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Stadium Extravaganza video, but this one's a little bit different. I was so excited to see that you guys seem to be pretty excited about this contest. So I wanted to get on and introduce you to some of the teams of the Ricky Davis League. Now, I'm only going to start with the two divisions. I don't want to overwhelm everybody with all 30 teams. I just wanted to show you the uniforms and maybe some of the stadiums that we have assigned to these teams in the past. But I have the 22 version of the game in because I have yet to make the teams on the 23 version. That'll probably be a Christmas break project, and then we'll play the second season until the new game comes out in March or April. I figured we'd start with my division and my brother's division. Now, there's going to be 4 stadiums that are pretty much spoken for, maybe just 3, because my brother's team is the Orlando Dragons, and he's not going to be the Orlando Dragons anymore. He's going to be the Alaska Bears or the Anchorage Bears. He hasn't decided yet, but he's flip-flops. He's been the Orlando Dragons. He's been the Orlando Bears and blah, 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 blah. So once he gets decided, maybe he'll ask for a stadium, maybe not. He's seen some of your Sky stadiums. He's posted as Respect the Pick in a video or 2, and he has agreed to hop on. Unfortunately, he has the old Rona right now, so it may be a little bit before he's able to hop on, but we do have collab cam now with OBS, so we can get him on remotely if we have to. Yeah, let's start with the teams. You've already seen the Gamblers. You've seen the shirt. This is just a prototype. A prototype of a home jersey I'm working on. I haven't found a home jersey I'm satisfied with. I've had a white with just the blue LV like that. Now, I don't even know what LV that is. I found that in the vault, and I downloaded it and used it. It looked pretty cool. I don't recognize it from anything else. You guys have to let me know if that's something else. And if it is, you know, I'm terrible with the logo creator. So if you guys are good at that at all, I would love a new LV. Also, a Gambler's across the chest, maybe for a home uniform. Right now, I've been using that LV on the chest. I'm just open to trying new things for my home uniform. But I haven't settled on this, obviously. But I like it. I like that color scheme. I loved it when the Royals did the black and the blue lettering. But real quick, here's the away uniform. That's pretty much my bread and butter uniform. I love that uniform. I saw the chip in the vault. I changed the club on it a little bit, so it looks more like a club. Anyway, there it is. I saw someone use that kind of a screening tool, I guess, to make the Las Vegas half blue, half white. And I like it, so I stuck with it. And I tried to recreate that with this shirt, and that's, you know, obviously couldn't get the same font, and I didn't want to, you know, pay to have her get the chip on there. So I was just happy with the black, with the blue Las Vegas, and again, with the number. But on the back, I'm wearing Rich Murray, my closer, today. But, yeah, that's why I went with this uniform. And so that's pretty much set in stone. But that's Las Vegas Gamblers. You know their home stadium. Let's see the version of it in this game real quick. You guys are so tired of the Moonshot Casino. I know it, but there it is. That's one of my favorite versions of the stadium, especially when I added the hit it here on the right. I don't know why I changed it. I think recreating it in the second game, I couldn't get the hotel looking right, and above the little scoreboard in right center field, right next to the batter's eye, right above there, I couldn't get that all straightened out how I wanted it. So I think that's why I ended up changing it, but I'm pretty happy with the way it is now. But okay, next team. Chicago Hitmen. Okay, I probably shouldn't show you this team either because I pretty much have their stadium all set. I showcased it in 2 different videos. It looks a little bit like this. I like the newer version better. There's things about this I like better, but not much. Just to show you their uniforms, Chicago Hitmen. I really like these. I like the pinstripes. I figured, you know, like the 30s gangsters, all that went down in Chicago, you know, so Hitmen is an option. This is something that frustrates me, SDS, if you're watching. We love franchise mode, but when you create or brand a team, there's no audio option. So every time, even if you change the name of a team to a name that there's no audio for, you have to pick something. So that's why we've picked teams that have an audio. Like I would like to call myself the Rounders. I'm a poker player. I love poker. I'm obsessed with poker. Love the movie Rounders. I thought it made more sense than Gamblers. I think it just sounds better too. Yeah, we went with Hitmen, and we like the look. I found the H in the vault and the M. I mean, it's pretty much just Hitmen, written out in the font that they have. But I loved whoever made that H and put the home plate right into the H. So I stole that H or borrowed that H and put it in there. I like the color scheme. I'm a big fan of. I think the Braves and the Rays did this back in I want to say like the early teens, where they had the number outlined on the back of the jersey, and the color of the number was the same as the jersey itself. So it just looked like it was an outline. And I really liked how those uniforms looked, so I kind of used that idea a lot in these teams. I just went with the black and gray and red kind of for blood. As you can see, there's bullet holes in the H and bullet holes on the C, the crosshair of the C. Someone made that, and I borrowed that and incorporated it into their logo. Real quick, there's their away uniforms. Chicago skyline in the background with Chicago written out in white. And again, there's that red outline. I really like them. They're one of the better teams. We've only made like 6 teams other than our own, because we always want to have at least one team in our division that gives us a lot of competition. So we make the better teams in our division. And the Hitmen are the team in my division this year. My brother's got the Bomb Squad. So we wanted to concentrate more on these teams. And that's why they have a fancier stadium too, or one that I made. But yeah, I like that stadium, and I'm going to stick with it. So let's move on to teams that you guys are eligible to make a stadium for. The Charlotte Spiders. These guys are new because I found out I'm not sure if it's AAA, maybe even lower. We used to have the Charlotte Mudcats. And I found out that's just already a minor league team, so we wanted to change it. And I heard someone wanted to name a team the Spiders because Charlotte's Web. And as silly as that sounds, Spiders is an option for audio. And I often search the vault too to see if there's anything cool in there, that'll coincide with the logos that are available. And I don't know, I just went with black and yellow with the Spiders. I found that Spiders font, and the spider that's hanging upside down there I thought looked pretty cool, attached to the S. I think that's part of a different logo, and I kind of spliced those two together. And this is another thing, SDS. These are the same fonts you've had for years. Ever since this whole rebranding thing was introduced, you can make your own uniforms for, I think it was, Diamond Dynasty. They just brought that tool into franchise mode where you can, rebrand. Now, let's see an update on that. Let's see an expansion of that. Give us new fonts. Give us new things that you can change about the uniform. I think it's time, right? Real quick, here's the away uniforms. We don't have a lot of full gray uniforms. Usually we have a different colored top for most of our teams, but I like that darker gray a la Arizona. But I like that darker gray with the black and yellow and that spider hanging out on top of the AR. So, yeah, that's the Charlotte Spiders. Real quick, here's the stadium that I assigned to them. Oh, my goodness. This one from Marco, one of the later ones that he did in the 22 version of the game, and it's fantastic. Look at the custom bleachers in right center field. Fantastic. And the fountain, even though it shows the signs, normally I hate it when you show the signs, but the way he did it in this stadium was amazing. It looks so good. Okay, that's the Charlotte Spiders. Does anybody want them? Does anyone want to create a stadium for the Charlotte Spiders? Let me know in the comments. Moving on to the next team. The Atlantic City Aces. Vegas, Atlantic City. One of them had to be the Aces, and I think they use Aces as a minor league team, but meaning pilots. So there's a lot of Aces in the vault, using them as a deck of cards. And again, big poker player. I love my poker. So I found these in the vault, the AC. I mean, it's pretty standard, but they had the spade in there, so I left it on the hat. But on the jersey, I put the heart in there since there's a red background. I just made it red, black, and white, red hearts, diamonds, and then black clubs and spades. The away uniforms, black. I loved that Atlantic City, that cursive, and that great underline, so I borrowed that from the vault. Black and red, pretty simple. Their stadium. Showboat Field, I believe it's a big hotel in Atlantic City, so I had them be the sponsor of the stadium. I tried to give it a boardwalky feel with the boardwalk obviously in right center field, and then the games out in left center field. Wow, that looks pretty dark. I think I'll have to adjust my screen again. I know my color's been off, but yeah, I spent a lot of time on the stadium. It didn't even turn out that great. I did showcase this one in an earlier video. But my whole goal was to try to hit the Ferris wheel, be able to hit the Ferris wheel. And I think DJ Jackson could get it in a home run derby, but not in a game. He just can't get it close enough because of center field, because of the batter's eye. But you had to bring right field way in, and I didn't want to bring it in too far. Um, and I probably could have lowered the boardwalk or made it smaller, but I'd put so much work into it, it got really tough to move. But all right, I'm rambling too much. Atlantic Aces are definitely a team that I would love to see a stadium for. Again, boardwalk theme, gambling, casinos. Again, I've never been to Atlantic City, but I pretty much get the gist of it from shows like It's Always Sunny or The Sopranos and stuff like that. So if you want to make a stadium for these guys, go ahead and do it. I fucking love to see that shit. Then we'll have some noodles and gravy. All right, moving on. The Minneapolis Sky Sox. I did assign a stadium to these guys. I showed it in the vault. But, I mean, I'm not in love with that stadium. It's just something I kind of threw together trying to mess with anomalies. So Sky Sox are definitely open. I always envisioned a dome for them, because they were in the Metrodome for so long, and Minnesota's up north and known for being so cold. And that's why I call them the Sky Sox. Apparently, now I heard this. Now, I heard Sewell 21. If you're watching, I think I remember you saying that you lived there at one point, or you're from Minneapolis. I heard that they have sky walks. They're basically, just indoor sidewalks connected to some of the bigger buildings downtown because people don't want to walk in the cold. They had those built or installed, whatever, to try to help let people go from building to building without getting in the cold. Is that something true? If not, I kind of roll with it. Again, trying to find some connection to Minneapolis with the names that they had available in the audio when you're creating a new franchise. So there's the home uniforms: blue, sky, clouds. I found the cloud in the vault, I think, but I changed it to make it a little bit bigger. It's a pretty standard font. Again, there's not many fonts to work with in this game. The away, we went with the darker blue with the baby blue pants. I've never been a big fan of the full baby blue like they do with Toronto and Minnesota and St. Louis and Kansas City. Never been a huge fan of that, but I think the baby blue works with the darker blue top. I found the Minneapolis in the vault, obviously. I'm just not good at that kind of thing. Most of my fonts are just like that. Again, there's not many options. Real quick, the stadium. You're going to find a lot of Marcos. I've talked about him a lot, especially in the past couple of videos since he's been posting new stadiums to the new game. But this looks like a dome. Every time I see those windows, I think retractable roof. So that's why I went with this one. I probably should have changed the color of the fence to blue, but I didn't spend too much time, messing with this. Sometimes I do just little things. A lot of times I'll change grass patterns or dirt patterns. But in center field, I think I solidified that wall above the batter's eye a little bit more. But for the most part, it's all Marco because he's amazing. So, all right, Minneapolis Sky Sox. What do you have for them? Moving on. All right, I'm going to show you the Orlando Dragons just because they're my brother's team, and we've talked about them before. But he's probably not going to be the Dragons next season. He's gonna be in Alaska. I don't know what he wants for his color scheme. I don't know what his uniforms are going to look like. So probably got to put this one on hold. I did build IGCP Park for him, which I think is what stadiums assigned to him in this game. Yeah, way back, I think in my first video, I showcased this stadium, just because it was my brother's team. Real quick, here's the away jerseys. I believe that's a blue, not a black. But, yeah. He has some great memories of trips to Disneyland with his kids, so that's why he went with Orlando. We tried to find some bigger cities that don't have teams, and the cities that do have teams, like Minnesota, they're called the Minnesota Twins, even though they're in Minneapolis. We wanted to call them, something a little bit different if we could. So, okay, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, this is another team that has a stadium that I'm probably going to keep. The Brooklyn Bomb Squad, the stadium that's connected to the bridge, and you can hit it across the street. I'll show you the stadium real quick, but I really like these uniforms. Kind of went with like a police look, the blue and yellow, the dark blue and the yellow. The Bomb Squad I found in the vault. I don't think it's from the same logo as the bomb that's actually on there. But yeah, I like that bomb a lot, and it took me forever to find a way to make that look good, and it doesn't look the best, but I'm pretty happy with it. I figured in New York, pay homage to the Yankees and give them pinstripes, and then real quick we'll look at the away uniforms. Oh, we got another gray one. This is the screen that gave me the idea for the two different colors. I found that Brooklyn in the vault with the two different colors. I found that different bomb, I think, and added him. So yeah, I really like these uniforms a lot. So they used to be the Manhattan Express. We did two different teams from New York. So that's why we went with the Bomb Squad and Manhattan Express. The train. Again, we stole the logo from a team that's actually called the Express. But so if you have a different idea for Manhattan, let me know. But I'll show you Manhattan in a different video. The stadium that I assigned to them. Again, I showcased this in the other video. I like the new version of the stadium the best. I do like the roof on the seats next to the batter's eye in left field. I like the different roof in right field other than using the Dodgers one. I liked, as you can see, there's only one base to this bridge, as there is one in that prop in general. But I combined the bridges to make two of those bases, and I think that made it look a little bit nicer. And I have a different building in right field. I think that looks better now, with the signage and stuff out there. So, all right, I'm rambling about a stadium that you could just check out in an earlier video. So let's move on to the next team. The Florida Lightning. This is a team that my brother created. He found some logos in the vault. Unfortunately, that was in way back in the 2020 version of the game. And at that time, we didn't save the logos that we had. So we found different ones, or I found different ones. I do all the work. Let's face it, Mark. If you're watching, I do all the work behind the scenes in creating this league. So um, at least the fancy stuff, because I know you don't care about the stadiums, you don't care about the uniforms, you just want to pick real major league teams. Like right now, I'm the Arizona Diamondbacks because I like their colors and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the home version. I tried to make it as much like Mark's as possible each time. The away uniform, he likes the baby blue, so we went with the baby blue. I added the dark sleeves because I think that helps. The yellow for the Lightning, I think, makes at least pop pretty good. The Florida, obviously, is stolen from the vault. Again, if you guys have any logos for these that might work instead, let me know in the comments and I'll add them. Real quick, here's the stadium. Another Marco masterpiece. It looked like at least I think this is Marco. It certainly looks like his style. And it looked like a dome. And I love the different layers and the different, custom hills and custom bleachers and stuff like that. It looks amazing. So I probably would have showcased this one if I got deeper into 22. But all right, next team. That's the Florida Lightning. Who do you have for the Florida Lightning? Again, I always envisioned a dome if you're in Florida. Even though it's not real, it's going to be hot and steamy. Any Florida team's going to have a dome, I'm sure of it. All right, the Memphis Sounds. The Memphis we have on the away uniform is pretty much just the same as the Memphis. I can't remember what the minor league team is. Is it? It's not the Sounds, is it? I know somebody's called the Sounds. Is it the Nashville Sounds? I don't know. But it's Memphis somebody. I don't know, but maybe we should change these guys. But we found the M in the vault, and again, this is mostly my brother. We wanted at least one team that had like a completely different color scheme. You'd never see orange, at least to that extent, in the game. I mean, obviously there's the Giants and the Mets that have orange in them, and the Tigers have a little orange, but not like full orange like this. And in the away uniforms, you'll see even more. Like that Memphis, I mean, that's just a blatant steal of the Memphis team that exists. I should have did my research on this because I know that there is another Memphis team. So if you have another Memphis team or even a different city, like Nashville would work. When we go overseas, so don't think we have to stop there. We have London in this league. We have Tokyo in this league. So, I mean, it could be something overseas too. So that's the Memphis Sounds. If you have anything different or if you have another team idea, please shoot that to me. The stadium assigned to them. I did a lot of work on this. The left field is a stadium that I downloaded. There wasn't much going on in right field. I added that weird deck in right center field. I never got to showcase the stadium. I was going to, but I did feel kind of weird showcasing a stadium that wasn't 100% mine. Left field is all someone else. I think I don't know about the buildings. I don't remember, but someone built that structure in left field that you can hit over into the river, and so I just kind of took it. And I've never been to Memphis. And I don't know if there's a river that runs right through downtown like that, but I like the stadium, and I signed it to the Sounds. So if you have Memphis Sounds or have a better idea for a team name for Memphis, let me know. Okay, the final team in the first round of teams that need a new stadium, we have the New England Rebels. Again, they're in Boston, but steal the idea from the Patriots, call them New England just for something a little different. We got the R on the chest, which is basically just an R in a font that they have in the game. And I put that little rebel guy with the rebel hat, the like 1776 type hat and the bats. I found that in the vault, so I added that inside the R. You'll find I do that a lot with with these teams. Just throw a logo inside a letter like that, where the hole should be in a letter. Again, the simple chest. Red, white, and blue colors, founding fathers of America, started in Boston, or the Boston Tea Party and all that shit that went down there. I know a lot of it went down in Philly or whatever, but away uniforms, solid red with the blue sleeves. I tried not to mess with the sleeves too much just because it seems like there's a crease right on top of the shoulder if you're watching games, like a white crease in almost any different color that you use. So, yeah, the Rebels, I made the Rebels with that one font, kind of, had it, going up like it is, and added that guy in the middle, and there it is. The stadium I had assigned to them, Anchor Park. Now, I think I've heard other Anchor Parks before. It looks like an old school stadium. I wouldn't be surprised if this was made by Arch back in the old game. I honestly don't remember, but there's a couple different versions of this stadium, like a more modernized version with a newer fence. But I figured, founding fathers, Fenway Park is ancient. Why not use an older looking stadium for this team? So that's what I have here. So maybe that's what you want to do for the Rebels, or maybe finally, you know what? Fuck all this shit. Fuck this stupid old shit. We want to be modern in New England now. Maybe we have a brand new state of the art stadium that we want to show off in the Boston area. So hey, maybe Bo Tiger, maybe you want to take this one on. You're a Red Sox fan, right? But yeah, those are the stadiums. Let me go back to that menu real quick. You got the Charlotte Spiders need a new stadium. Atlantic City Aces need a new stadium. Minneapolis Sky Sox, they need a new stadium. The Dragons are rebranding. I have no idea what's going on with them. Brooklyn Bob Squad, they're all set. Florida Lightning, they need a new stadium. Memphis Sounds, they may need to rebrand and need a new stadium. So give me a team. If you have a team that you use in a fictional league, let me know. We'll throw it in there. Same thing with players. If you have any fictional players, we'll throw them in the Ricky Davis League. We borrowed guys from Bacon because a lot of times we'll just change some of the guys in people's uploaded rosters. And we kept a couple guys from Bacon's roster. Eric Borowski, I think I changed his name, but he's a guy from Bacon. Dylan Clark, maybe people will recognize. Right now we're using a guy named Dalton Jett. He looks like somebody that people spent a lot of time with. So, yeah, throw us some players. I'll make them. Show me show me their attributes and show me what they look like. I'll throw them in the Ricky Davis League and I'll show you highlights. I think it would be really fun. And reverse, if you download the Ricky Davis League and use Steve Stewart or Ricky Davis or DJ Jackson, Chris Morales, any of those guys, let me know because I think it would be so much fun. I've always wanted to know. You look at the vault and you see how many people have downloaded, and it's like hundreds, and you're like, that's so awesome. Like, I mean, Steve Stewart is a guy who's existed since 1985, and I say that quite literally. Well, maybe 87 or 88 when that original baseball game came out for the Nintendo. But we created those guys to use on those fake teams. And we've kept them going for the. Steve Stewart's like 80 years old, and he's still hitting 70 home runs a year. So yeah, I think it'd be really fun if you guys were using them, and I saw you guys use them. So even if you can like post a video of you should record it on your phone or something. I'd be so thrilled. When I had these shirts made, I was giggling like a little girl. Ask the girl who makes these shirts for me. She probably felt so uncomfortable watching me look at these shirts and like giggle about it. And I finally have like Murray 50 on the back of my shirt and Steve Stewart in the back of my shirt. But the Memphis Sounds, they need a new team. They need a new stadium. New England Rebels, pretty happy with this team, but they need a new stadium. You know what? Fuck this. I'm calling it. No old stadium. Boston needs a new stadium. No fucking seats behind pillars and 18 layers of paint. And, seats where you're scrunched up right next to people. Let's go, Boston. Get into the times. New stadium for you. I'm calling you out. Bo Tiger, get it done. What do you think? All right, that's it. That's the first 10 teams. Well, the first, 7 that I need? Again, I'm so excited that you guys are excited about this. And again, I'm not going to abandon stadium creator extravaganzas. I'm going to keep showing videos. If you want a stadium showcased, post the name of the stadium in the comments. Post your gamer tag in the comments as well, and I will get that bad boy showcase for you. In fact, right now, I only have one new stadium ready to be showcased. I have plenty of stadiums, don't get me wrong, because I have a lot of users who have said, hey, I've got like 8 stadiums in there, just pick one. So I've got plenty of those, but I'd like to get some new videos from new people. And speaking of new people, last time I checked, I was at 99 subscribers. Come on, people, help me out. One more for 100 would make me so happy. So please, like, subscribe, comment, and give us your stadium that we can showcase right here in Studio 44. Thank you again so much for watching. Thank you so much for being excited about this. I'm super excited about this, and we'll see you in a future video.